Hello everyone. How is everyone doing today? Today is Thursday. I tell you, the week has flown by, but let me welcome you to the Blue Couch and Company, where you are the Blue Couchers and you are my company on the Blue Couch today. And so I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for joining me. I thank you for previewing my videos as I do them every Thursday. And so what is today? Today is the Big Thumbs Up Thursday. And so I welcome you to the Big Thumbs Up Thursday, where we try to talk about hope, healing, and encouragement. And so I trust that you all have had a great week today. I tell you, the weeks have been flying by here in November. We're almost at the end of November already. And so we want to just, in this month, we give thanks to God. We give Him the glory for all things. And this month here in America and across the globe in some countries is the month where we sit down with family and friends, and we give thanks for family. We give thanks for what the Lord has blessed us with. We give thanks for our lives and our health and our strength. We give thanks for living in a country where we can do so many things. And to me, it's, you know, when you have liberty and freedom, it's all about helping other people that is not so fortunate. And so this is the month, and like I said, this month has flown by, and here we are almost. Next Thursday will be Thanksgiving Day for us here. And so I just want to give you a heads up that I will not do my Thumbs Up Thursday show on Thanksgiving Day. So don't look for me on next Thursday. I will not be here at 4 o'clock. Hopefully I'll be somewhere eating some turkey and some stuffing and potato salad and collard greens and everything that comes along with Thanksgiving Day. And you know, just talking with family and friends and children and grandchildren, and just thanking God for bringing us close to another year's end. So next month, December 2021, will be ending. And so this year has really gone by, flown by. So many things have happened. So many things have gone on here in this year. So many people are not with us any longer. But we give glory to God for whatever His will is, and we thank Him for being in our lives and blessing us. And so I'm going to get some preliminaries out of the way and just let you know, as I always do, thanking you again for tuning in, as well as you can go to my website, lovebeyondpain.com. It's just that simple, lovebeyondpain.com, where you can read about who I am and what I do. You can also find my book there, which you can also go on Amazon and order. It has been reduced down, and the book is called Love Beyond Pain, Walk and Run While Wounded, and it's under my name, Faye Fulton, as well as my children's book, Cooking for Grandma and Grandpa. And so the book is about all 11 of my grandchildren, and it really teaches them about respect, love, togetherness, working together as a team, being up and staying on task, getting things done, appreciating their grandparents. And so that is one of the reasons, one of the major reasons why I wrote the book, was to hopefully to teach my grandchildren and to teach other grandchildren how to appreciate their grandparents in their lives while they are still here. And so it's a 66-page colorful book that I think that your children would love. And so just even if you just go to Amazon and just take a look, you know, through whatever they provide there, a few of the pages, you can get to see what that's about. The kids working in the kitchen, trying to get a meal cooked for their grandma and grandpa, and they're working in teams, and each team has their color hat on to identify what team that they're on. And so today we're going to have a guest, and so the meal is not going to be that I'm fixing here. Is going to be something real simple, something that most homes that I'm aware of, you know, cook. It's nothing difficult, and it's something that's really simple. So, you know, I'm just going to tell you what it is. But before I get into that, I just want to let you know our guest on today will be, his name is Joel Hunt, and he is an ex-military veteran in the armed forces. And so hopefully, I'm hoping and praying that everything can go well with him chiming in. As you know, we've been having some difficulty with Facebook, and I haven't yet learned some of the other avenues other than Facebook to work with as far as, you know, having guests on and so forth. But I'm working on it. Thumbs up to you too. And so we will get it done, and we will progress, and we will improve and move forward with what we're trying to do here on the Blue Couch and Company. And if you go to my Facebook page, the Blue Couch and Company, you'll also find a link there to my podcast, the Blue Couch and Company podcast. It's right there on the page. You can click and just listen to some of the podcasts I've done so far. I am hoping to do more and update and maybe even do a series of sorts. So I got a lot of things that I'm trying to work on a new book and so forth, you know. And as you can see today, I have on the color orange for my apron. You know, I've worn so many beautiful colors. This is the Big Thumbs Up apron, and it says on there the Big Thumbs Up. And so the funds for these aprons are going to a charitable cause. And so if you would like one, just inbox me. You'll get a beautiful bracelet made. I have on my orange bracelet today, and so each time I wear a different color, I try to make a bracelet to match it. All right, so I got to keep track of my time, so when my guest is ready to come on, and I signal him to come on, I had been reading his bio. It's quite lengthy, but I am going to read every bit of it because I think it's very important, especially in these times that we're living here in America. And, you know, so many people need hope, healing, and encouragement. And this young man has gone through a lot. And as I was reading it, even today, it encouraged me through some of my difficulties, through some of my hard moments in life. And, you know, I'm not going to even get into it right now. And when I get ready to read it, you'll see what I mean, okay? So today, what I'm making is salmon cakes. And so as I told you before, I am not a trained cook. I'm an experienced cook. And not everything I cook is so difficult. But again, it's just things that I've watched my mother, when she was with us over the years, prepare for us. And I remember, you know, certain dishes or certain things that I prepare reminds me of my mom. And salmon cakes was one of the things that she prepared in the morning that she had with a cup of coffee. And she loved the flaky grand butter biscuits. And so she would make the salmon cakes and the biscuits, and she would prepare that. And most times if I was there with her, she'll tell me to come on and get something to eat and get a cup of coffee, and let's go out on the deck. And so, you know, I miss those times. And I think that we should learn how to cherish our parents and our grandparents when we have them with us. because life is not promised to us to live forever, and we don't never know when the tide may turn and when we might lose a loved one. My extended family, there has been losses this year, within the family, and so my condolences go out to people that I am related to in Long Island, New York. I send my condolences to you and just let you know how sorry I am for your loss. And also losses in North Carolina. So, we have to be grateful and be thankful that no matter what we're going through, God is still on the throne and he still loves us. And so it's all about his love. It's all about his perfect mercy and his perfect love towards us. And so, just remember that during these holidays that someone is without their mom, their father, sister, brother, their child, husband, wife, cousin, niece, nephew, somewhere in the world. Someone will be without their loved one that they had last year. And given the pandemic and everything that has been ravaging the world, and here it's starting to cook back up again, I just ask that you all protect yourself and be safe and do what you feel is best for you, and not get too much into the politics of what you should or should not do. Do what is best for you and your family, and all will be well, hopefully. We praise and thank God. So I'm going to make some salmon cakes. It's almost already a little bit 4:15 right here in the United States Eastern Standard Time. So what I have in this bowl is 1 can of pink salmon that I have chunked up a little bit. And so how we're going to do salmon cake, we're going to put in 1 egg in the salmon. Okay. Set my eyeglasses over there. So that's 1 egg. I'm going to put in a 1/2 cup of flour. Doesn't matter whether it's self-rising or whether it's all-purpose. I thought about using breadcrumbs, but since I had never used breadcrumbs in the salmon before, I didn't want to risk it today. And so I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of sifted self-rising flour into my salmon cakes. Not everybody makes salmon cakes. It just depends on what part of the world you're from. When I was growing up, whether it was up north or here in the south, salmon cakes was just like a staple food for us. I see that Joel, our guest, is texting me. And Joel, if you would, I'm not sure as to why, but I can't switch over right now to answer your text message, and I don't have my other phone here with me to answer you. But if you're having some difficulty getting on by the time 4:30 comes, don't worry about it. Hopefully you can. But the only thing I can do right now is if you can hear me and you're watching me, you'll have to request to join the show. And on my end, once I see that, then I can add you in. But right now, I can't switch over to the messenger to have a text message with you. I do apologize for that. But if you're not able to come on, nonetheless, I will read your biography because I think it's very interesting. So as I was saying, that was 1 cup of flour, or 1/2 cup of flour that I put into this pink salmon. That was 1 can of pink salmon, and I put 1 egg in there. And so what I'm going to add to that is green peppers, onions, and some sweet peppers. It doesn't matter if they're yellow or red or whatnot. So I'm going to add that in there. Not everybody adds, green peppers into their salmon cakes. I don't recall my mom putting green peppers. I recall her putting onions, but not green peppers or sweet peppers in there. But I make mine that way, and my children like it that way. So I'm going to add a little pepper into that. As I said, shake, shake, shake. I'm going to add some of my complete seasoning into that. Just shake a little bit in that. And that pepper got into my nose a little bit. I'm sorry. So I'm going to add some of that in there. And here is my famous Goya. All right, Goya, if you're listening or if you see me, I'd be more than happy to be a representative for you because I do use your products. So I am going to shake, shake, shake some of that into that. And so what I'm going to have with this tonight is just a biscuit. And I got a sweet potato in the oven. And so we're going to mix that up. You want to make sure that you have a skillet or a frying pan with some oil in it. And make sure that your oil is hot before you put your salmon cakes in there, because it's going to fry, okay? So you want to mix that up really well. And so while I'm mixing this up, I just want to continue to say that, you know, you all be safe for the rest of the remaining of this year, this month. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, don't forget to thank the Lord for keeping you and thanking Him for all that He has done for you and for your family. And just pray for those that are without their loved ones, okay? So I'm going to mix this up really well. You want to make sure you mix it up really well because you did put an egg in it, and you want that egg to be thoroughly mixed throughout the salmon, okay? So, and you know, sometimes some people, I think, they also make this without the egg, and they may put it on some toast and eat it that way without it being cooked. But I like mine cooked. I like that crispy taste along with the salmon on the biscuit. And so that's what I'm going to have tonight along with my sweet potato. Okay? So what I'm going to do is take the top off of my skillet. And I'm going to turn this way up high. And I'm going to just wait a few minutes and let that get a little bit more hot. It was hot earlier, but it started to smoke, and so I didn't want it to smoke. So I turned it down low. So now I'm waiting for it to heat up again. You don't want to put your salmon cakes in oil that is not piping hot. It's just more or less like frying chicken. Okay, so when you fry chicken, you want to make sure that that oil in the pan is hot enough and it begins to cook immediately. All right. And so while we're waiting on that, and I'm going to get my salmon cakes, I'm going to make 4 of them tonight. While we're waiting on the salmon cakes and they're cooking, and you do have to flip them over once they get brown on one side and get crusty, and you know, you want to flip them over and let them cook on the other side the same way. The salmon does not have to be cooked through and through, okay? But you do want each side to be nice and crisp and crusty, as I would say. So I think the oil is heating up here. But if Joel, if you're watching me, I know that you're trying to text again. And so these were some of the issues that I was trying to share with you before today, that we've been having some difficulty getting guests on through Facebook. So I have to learn another way if I'm going to continue to have guests in the upcoming new year to find a better avenue. Okay. But if you don't get to come on this time, we just reschedule and have you come back on at another time. But I am going to read your bio because I think it's very, very interesting. And I think that people need to be encouraged at this time in their lives. I know that I do. Okay. So that looks like it's heating up fairly well. All right. That oil. One way that you can test it is just maybe drop a little bit in the, and if you hear that frying, you know that it's heated. It's heated. So what I normally do is that I take a great big tablespoon, and I just scoop me up a a pretty big chunk of it, and I lay it in the oil. All right, and I take the bottom of my spoon and I just press down on it a little bit, give it some firmness. Okay, gonna turn this down just a little bit. Gonna put another one in here. Can you hear that frying? Okay. So I'm only gonna do 4. I got quite a bit left over. And you can make these as large as you want to. If you want them nice and fat, like you see in the restaurants, then just add more to it. You might see that smoke a little bit there. And put one more in. All right. And that's cooking pretty well. So I'm going to turn my dial down. Right now it's on, I'll put it on about maybe 300. Okay. So I got 4 in there. I got quite a bit left. Let me do something and see if I can see him. And I don't see him. Yeah. I don't see him as far as where I can add him in at this moment. So I'm just going to set this aside for right now. I got to keep an eye on my salmon and just make sure that it doesn't overcook on one side. But that seems to be, I'm going to turn it back up on 350, between 350 and 375. And these have really started browning on the other side already. You know, once it hits the pan, it just really starts to brown up. So let me see if I can possibly drag this pan over here a little bit to see if you can get to see what I'm talking about. Let's see. I don't know whether you can see that or not. I just got to be real careful with this oil. Okay, I see you, Joel. Hi. Let's see if we can get you in. You'll have to request. You'll have to send me a request to join me, and then once I see it on the screen, then I can add you. And until I can see that, I won't be able to add you. So try to find that button. I know one of my guests once before, she tried to look for the button, but she finally found it. So try to see if you can find the join button or request button or add button or something. I'm going to flip these over. Okay. And I'm not sure whether you can see, I'm going to push one over this way. You can see how quickly it I can't answer the phone right now because it takes me off of Facebook. And I don't have an extra phone to answer you. So when you call in like that, it takes me off the broadcast, and so I'm not able to talk to you on the broadcast. So the only thing I can really say to you right now, Joe, is to try to continue to find the button so that I can add you in. So after these get through browning on one side, you want to flip it over. Let me see if I can do something else here. I'm not sure. No, I have to get that. I have to get that signal at the bottom that tells me to add you, and I don't see it there yet. So, and I can't answer the phone because it takes me off broadcast when you call in to my phone. So these are cooking pretty fairly well, and all you have to do is just basically just keep an eye on them, make sure that that they don't burn. And I am going to okay, I am going to okay, just keep looking. I'm sorry. I'm grabbing another plate so when these are done, I can put them in. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. And so, cooking salmon cakes is fairly simple. It's really easy to make, and you can have it for breakfast in the morning, or like me, you can have it in the evening for dinner. You can have it with rice and some vegetables, or have it on a biscuit. They're just that simple to make, and they taste really, really great. But Joel, I'll tell you what I'll do while this is cooking. I'll go and grab my other phone, and I'll be right back. Okay? Just give me a moment. Because I do want to have you on. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back, and I have my other phone. Hello, I can't see you on the phone. Can you hear me? These are almost done. If you feel like you might need to flip them back over one more time on the other side, it's almost like cooking pancakes, pretty much. Okay, you can flip them back over just to send it through one more time. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna hang up and try to see if I can do a voice call to you. Okay. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, you can hear me. Okay, can you hear me? You said I can hear you turning the camera on. Um, yeah, I mean, I hit the camera, but I don't see anything but your symbol. Your symbol is the only thing that I see here. So if you, well, I don't want you to call back in because if you call back in, then that'll cut my broadcast off, on both of these phones because they're linked together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hang up, and I'm just going to try to see if I can call you without using the video. And so it doesn't take very long for these to get done. Hello? Hello? Can't seem to get Joel on the phone. Oh, okay. Well, what I'm going to do, it's 4:30 now. I just got through fixing my meal here, but I wanted to go ahead and start reading your bio. And once once you can figure it out, maybe by the time I finish reading that and talking about it, maybe you'll be able to get connected with me. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you very well. Okay. So yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, it's not on Facebook. It's not showing me that you are requesting to join me. So until I can see that little red dot, um, then I won't be able to add you in, and that's the issue. Okay. Okay, Joel. Thank you. Okay, he's working on it. So while he's working on it, I'm gonna step aside for one more time. And hopefully after the holidays, I can figure out how to do yard streaming or streaming yard or some other type of, other than Facebook to have guests on, because this just really don't seem to be working out. It doesn't work too well to have a guest on trying to use Facebook. So we have to find some other type of technology. Give me one more second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am all done with my fish cakes. Everything's done with that. So the only thing that is left to do is to put the biscuits in the oven. I like my biscuits hot. I don't like to make biscuits ahead of time. I don't like them cold. So um, once I go off the show, it won't take long to make the biscuits and pop them in the oven and sit down and relax for a moment and enjoy my salmon cakes on some biscuits with sweet potato tonight. Okay, so I'm going to read for you guys Joel's biography because I thought it was pretty interesting and pretty encouraging. And so that's what we want to share. And I'll just keep an eye on reading back and forth and see if I see him log in. So this young man's name is Joel Hunt. And so I'm just going to read what I have here, and then we'll come back, okay? So it said his motto is tough times don't last, tough people do. And that is his mantra that Joel Hunt, that he lives by. And so okay, I'm here. Video should be working now. Yeah, but I still don't see you yet. Oh, this is terrible. Yeah, I still don't see you to be able to add you. Once I see that red dot, then I'm able to click on it and I can add you in, but I don't see that yet. So this is his mantra, and as an Army veteran, um, he's been injured. Let me read through this. As an Army veteran who was injured during his third deployment, Hunt has seen his fair share of tough times. Though he has endured tragedy, he has come out on the other side with a dedication to helping his fellow veterans. Hunt was born and raised in Komoki, Komowi, let me spell that, Kokomo, Indiana, by David and Judy Hunt. He joined the Army after graduating from the Northwestern High School on June 17, 1998. He was shipped off to basic training and became a combat engineer. He was deployed 3 times during his Army career, with his third deployment ending in, now this is a big word, but Baquubah, Baqubah. I cannot pronounce that. Iraq, but it was Iraq. I do notice that after suffering a traumatic brain injury, TBI, and partial leg paralyzation. He said, I'm pretty techie, but no clue about the red dot. Yeah, until I see it at the bottom, I can't click you in because that tells me that you're requesting wanting to be joined. So that's my indication to add you in, but I don't see it there at all. Okay. Let's see. Finding himself left in the care of his parents, he was adjusting to life back in America. His traumatic brain injury forced him to eventually utilize a wheelchair and required a significant amount of rehabilitation. His parents encouraged him to try a military ski camp specifically for victims of TBI as part of his rehabilitation. While initially against the idea, Hunt eventually took their advice and became ranked in the top 10 just 1 year after beginning. He then became ranked third in the United States and 34th in the world. And in the beginning of 2013, he completed his first Salomon without disqualification. He earned a silver medal in the Canadian Nationals, which qualified him for the World Cup and the Paralympics in Scottish Russia as an adaptive skier, all with the help of his service dog, Barrett. This exciting achievement was met with more tragedy as Hunt's mother passed away shortly before the Paralympics, unable to see him compete. When closing her estate, he says, I discovered she had been saving money in an account called Russia, so she and my dad could travel to Russia to see me ski in the Paralympics, says Hunt. My mom believed in me so much, and she wanted to see me race in Russia. After suffering a neck injury from skiing, he and his wife losing a second child due to a miscarriage, and then the loss of his mother. Hunt retired from skiing and now resides in Denver, Colorado. He studied at Colorado Media School and graduated with honors as the class MVP. Hunt was also awarded a Purple Heart from the organization Forgotten Heroes. Still burdened by tragedy, Hunt decided to take his woes and turn them into something powerful and positive. Joel, I just want to stop and cry right there. And the reason why I'm so emotional is because this young man has gone through a lot. And so let me finish reading this. Following his retirement, Hunt started the H Train Show, a podcast that airs on Military Brotherhood Radio. The podcast is completed solely through the volunteer work and offers information and resources for veterans. More importantly, it gives fellow veterans a voice and a community to turn to. The H Train Show discusses veterans affairs, current events, and features interviews with high-profile guests. Joel has been featured in numerous TV news segments, radio, and magazines across the country, from USA Today to Hollywood Reporter and The American Genius. Hunt still lives in Colorado with his loving and supportive wife, Cassie. When not busy with his podcast, Hunt can be found teaching his service dog and pal Barrett new tricks, including doing and folding laundry. Okay, um, so Joel, I know you can hear me, and let me get my tissue because I almost just sit here and cried on live TV. So I do apologize for that. Sometimes, and the reason why is sometimes, we all go through a lot, and we think that our troubles are the only troubles in the world, that we're, going through more than what anyone else could possibly be going through. But this young man has gone through a lot. So, and I so wanted him to come on. But Joel, what I want you to do is that if you want to call in, then I'll put you on speaker, and then we can talk from there. Okay. So if you want to, I'll call you, so that don't call me. I'll call you so that it won't interrupt the show. Okay, let's see if we can get his voice on at least. All right, can you hear me? Okay, so everyone, you all can hear Joel Hunt's voice. I just got through reading his biography to you, and so here he is on speaker. All right, how you doing, Joel?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for your invite to the Blue Couch.
Well, you're welcome.
I gotta tell you, I'm pretty techy. I'm a teacher, and I can't figure this out.
I think it's Facebook. I don't think it's any one of my guests that have come on. I think it's something going on with Facebook, because the other guests went through the same. There was only one guest from France. She was able to get right on, but my other two guests, they were having some of the same similar problems, but they did manage to get through. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna, try to find some other, avenue when I do have guests that I can, we won't have to go through all this again.
See, that's the problem. I think the French are more sophisticated.
Don't say that, Shahal. Seems like everybody's getting ahead of America, it seems. Oh, okay. Well, I just read your biography, but you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your podcast and some of the things that you've been doing, and just share with our listening audience about who Joel Hunt is. Okay.
Sure, of course. Well, I was in the military. I did 3 rotations in Iraq. Got blew up. I don't really think you can pinpoint a day. It was just multiple of them. but I'll tell you that the fantastic story is that, I was confined in the wheelchair for 2 years. My parents came here and, they would take care of me, and they kind of told me, hey, look, you're not going to attract anyone. You kind of got to get yourself out of that wheelchair.
Yeah.
You don't want to live with this forever. I'm like, okay. And my mom, she talked me into going into water aerobics. And I'm going to tell you, you can tell your listeners that water aerobics is not a way to pick up on chicks.
Okay.
I started with the water aerobics, and I went down to skiing because I forced me to get into a TDI camp, and I really excelled in the skiing, and I have the opportunity, I have the privilege to represent the United States again in a secondary way. When I retired from skiing after Sochi, I'm like, okay, well, the highs are on me, the visibility's there. I don't want to just lay it down, and I want to do something with the spotlight. So when my mom was in office and there was a possible shutdown, I had a veteran get a hold of me. It was like a family member, just a family member. I never even heard of them, but they called me. They're like, hey, I heard you were the person to talk to when it comes to trying to help our military, because my fiance, he's an active, and we don't know if we're going to need help or not. We wrote a nonprofit. They told him that he wasn't injured enough. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, wow.
More than just one nonprofit.
Wow.
So that's how the East Trade Show came about, and it's every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and literally we show veterans all the programs out there that are beyond the VA, and I try to make it electrifying, because I think that, just like exercising, just like eating breakfast first thing in the morning,
right,
if you do something electrifying and something that is motivating on Monday,
right,
I think it really helps our troops during the week.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
I've been doing this for about 7 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is there a link that you can share with our listening audience that they can tune into the H Train?
Sure. I can put it on Facebook in the comment section.
Okay, go right ahead.
In the show.
Okay.
And easily, if you go to NBR app and you download the NBR app, you'll see the logo. We're right on Military Broadcast Radio app, or you can go find us on the website nbradio.us.
Okay.
Or easy at Exchanges Good Luck, you'll be able to find it. So, but before I let you go, one thing that I really want to push to your listeners and viewers,
okay,
is every day we walk around, we see everybody's bright face, see everybody, somewhat with a smile, but what you never see is you never see the struggle that you go about. And I found this out of the hard way. You go about looking like people walking in the mall. No matter what, you look at their shoes, like the bottom of their shoes, you see a little bit of black. You see a little bit of gray, maybe rocks on the bottom of the shoe. You can't really tell what a person is going through unless you look at their shoes, unless you look at their bottom of their pants, because it's always going to be dirty. You got to look at the struggle. And then you won't look at after yourself much and be envious, because you're, I see the shiny part. Right. But what's important is looking at the struggle.
Yes. Preach, Joe, preach. Tell them, And that is so true. That is so true, Joe, that, you know, it may not, I mean, unless you've just been born yesterday or you're not even that old. You know, a lot of us on the planet have gone through some tough times and some struggles. And, you know, we all seem to have that in common. We don't know what the other person has gone through or what they're going through or what their experiences are and whatnot. So it pays to be kind. It pays to be loving, and it pays to just give someone a smile, and because you don't know what they're going through. A lot of times you may even get offended if a waitress may not serve us well, or you pull up to a drive-through and they ain't. So we don't know what's going on in their lives. And just like you were giving that analogy about the bottom of the shoe or the bottom of the pants, we don't know where they've been that day. If someone beat them up and they still had to come into work, or we just don't know. And so everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. And so let me ask you this question. Now, how old are you? Yeah. Age doesn't really matter, and you lose those little numbers. You know when you turn 40. Yeah. You know when you turn 50. You know when you turn 20. Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, yes, because my oldest daughter is the same age as you. But the reason why I ask is because, for you to be so young, you have gone through a lot, 3 deployments in Iraq, and I salute you and I honor you as one of our military men that has served this country. And so you have really been through a lot. You've really seen a lot and experienced a lot, and you have had a lot of losses in your life. And so one of the question I want to ask you before we go is that, I think that your biography alone can encourage so many people, but what can you leave us with during these holiday times and during, the pandemic, so many losses of lives and family members and so forth? What is one thing that you would like to leave with our listening audience to encourage them and give them hope and give them healing for whatever they may be going through? I would say that it is okay to be you. It is okay for you to get upset, to get angry, to get mad. Especially in this holiday season, you're gonna see a lot of people maybe cut and throw at people. If you do something that really might, and I found that with our viewer to instead of getting really upset, think to yourself, because in every situation there always has to be a big thing. There always has to be. Yeah. Think to yourself, why are they screaming at me? Mm-hmm. Why are they mad at me? Something has activated them to raise their voice at you. So instead of hollering back at me, just simply look at our book. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to make you upset about what you just did. It did hurt my feelings. Right. It's okay to say that. Mm-hmm. It might sound like something that you say in kindergarten, but I think that sometimes people do things and they don't even think of it. Right. Yeah. Take an example. If you're on a street or a highway and you're blocking business entrance, sometimes people, they're not meaning to be a problem. Sometimes you just don't think, or you don't see, they don't observe. So sometimes you have to be that observer. Yes. That is so good, Joel. That great advice, wonderful advice. And even myself, I've been through a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, a lot of disappointments. And I wrote my book, Love Beyond Pain, wounded. And the reason I wrote that book, titled it that way, not only loving others, but love yourself beyond the pain and the traumatic incident to your soul, to your body that you're going through, but you can still walk and run while wounded. You're a perfect example of someone who is loving himself and loving his fellow human being through your own pain, through your own suffering, and through your own losses. You're a perfect example, Joel. And, I just encourage you to keep up the good work and continue to be who you are, because you are one of those shining lights in a dark world. And I appreciate you so much. And I'm just meeting you and just talking to you for the first time. But I want to let you know I appreciate you. I really do.
I appreciate it. I appreciate being on the show. I have no idea how I'm going to step.
No.
We got a plan B.
Yeah. You didn't mess up. You're right on time. It's okay. This is technology. We're live. And so people understand that things happen in the world of technology. So it's quite all right. Thank you so much, Joel, and God bless you. And I will be calling you and talking to you and texting with you again after tonight. Okay, I want to continue to stay in touch with you.
I'm giving you the thumbs up.
Thumbs up, Joel. Thumbs up. Okay. God bless you, dear. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I'm speechless. God knows how to send someone right on time. When you're going through and when you're experiencing something in your own personal life, God knows how to bring the sunshine along with the rain via a person in your life. Now I'm just speaking to Joel for the first time, just meeting him, on the phone for the first time, and I'm encouraged by him, and I thank God for him, and I'm going to stay in touch with Joel, and he's going to teach me a lot of things about technology. And so give my regards to your wife and to your family, and happy Thanksgiving, Joel. God bless you. You're one of the stars in a dark world. And so keep on shining and keep on smiling. And God bless you again. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on the Blue Couch and Company. And today is the Big Thumbs Up Thursday. And I give 2 thumbs up for Joel Hunt. 2 thumbs up. And many, many more. I applaud you. Thank you so much, Joel. God bless you. And God bless you all out there. And happy Thanksgiving to you. Don't forget to be thankful for all that God has done for you and all that He has given you. And treat someone else to a Thanksgiving dinner. And think about someone else that is less fortunate than you. You all have a great day. This is the Blue Couch and Company. And I'm your host, Tommi Faye Fulton. Bye-bye for now.